We mentioned Ibn Kalam earlier. What are your thoughts on it's become like quite popular for people to use the methodologies of Ibn Kalam to appeal to like atheists and prove the existence of God? What are your thoughts on that? Whether they use things like the Kalam, cosmological, etc.
Great question. The use of ilm al-kalam or cosmology, what is it? Cosmology? Cosmological argument. In da'wah, to me, is useless. I don't believe it. Now, I'm not saying this to take a shot at any personal people or something like that. Right? To me, da'wah is Quran and Sunnah. Right? If you use certain principles developed by philosophers for da'wah, those same philosophers are going to develop other principles that will not be in line with the Quran and Sunnah. So what's going to happen is you're going to use it and you're going to catch some atheist, I got him. And that atheist is going to be like, okay, the same philosopher that came with the same principles came up with this, and that doesn't meet your sifat of Allah. Now what are you going to do? Two options. Either you're a hypocrite, you take one and don't take the other, or you're going to be like, oh, that sifat doesn't mean this. Oh yeah, that doesn't really mean this. Which happens? And that means you lost. The day you sell out your aqidah, you lost. The day you give up the strict adherence to the Quran and Sunnah, you lost. This is not our da'wah. We are not out there to have mental grappling with people. Like some people think this is like some kind of like Muslims got talent, you know, like I'm going to do some weird argument and then I'm going to catch them and ha. You know, many of these brothers that use these arguments, I know them, right? And I've seen their da'wah. And they hardly ever get a shahada. Like I hardly ever see them, like maybe once in a blue moon. Today the brothers had more than 10. Yesterday we had 12. And one day in Leicester, I was shocked. Yeah. What does that mean? That your da'wah within the Quran Sunnah is successful. We in San Diego, in the last year and a half or 2 years, I mean, I used to say 200 and brothers corrected me. We've had more than 1,000 people become Muslim. Alhamdulillah. I'm not even counting about the online. Here in the UK, I've met brothers that said, I watched your videos, I became Muslim. I went to Germany, I met a brother who didn't even speak English. And he's like, I don't even like Muslims, I watch your videos. I was like, how do you watch my videos? The brothers translated to German. People, there's a brother messaged me from Finland. Like, I watch your videos, never knew Muslims, became Muslims. Right? So, I mean, I'm not even counting all those, maybe tens of thousands, wallahu a'lam. But we do all of that without any of this philosophical stuff. So why do you need to go there? Stick to the kitab.
Shaykh, some people say that we don't have any problem with the theory of evolution except the idea that humans come from apes.
We have many problems with theory of evolution, not just humans coming from apes. The first problem we have with the theory of evolution is people's denial of there being a creator that evolves creation. If it's random selection, if it's random mutation, they take out the creator from that. Understand? We believe that the adaptation of species to their environment is from Allah. We disbelieve in the theory of evolution, meaning in the sense of humans coming from apes as well. But there are many other aspects that are problematic in accordance with the Quran and Sunnah and Islamic Aqidah. Some people, they want to now titter-tatter or edge on trying to bring secularists and progressive Muslims, so they're trying to make these little gray area statements. Okay? Our da'wah is not like that. Stick to the truth. Whoever wants to come, marhaba. If you don't want to come, khalas.
If we're talking about the da'wah to the people that are living here that are not Muslims, from the Quran and the Sunnah we notice that the word kuffar, and the closest word we see to that is disbelief or disbeliever. Why are we not using that instead of non-Muslim? Because it seems that the word non-Muslim itself is quite watered down, and we are seeing predominantly in our community. How much longer are we going to be away from the Quran and the Sunnah terminologies? Because the battle that we are seeing is the battle of terminologies. Why not using the terminologies from the Quran and the Sunnah? That's my question.
I agree with you. Use them.
What nasiha do you have?
My nasiha to the brothers and sisters here, from based on the question that he gave, that what about the word kuffar, to use the word disbelievers, use the word disbeliever. Use the word denier. use the one who hides the truth, go for it. I mean, look, we don't water down our da'wah for anybody. Other day I was having a da'wah thing, you guys can see it. I don't know if the videos are posted. The kafir guy wanted to touch the Quran. I told him, you can't, you're najis. He told me, what's najis? I told him, you're filthy. Well, what do you want me to do? It's the truth. I'm not going to give an Arabic mushaf to him. If he brings an Arabic mushaf, I can't do anything, right there. But if I have an Arabic mushaf, I'm not going to let him touch it. I show it to him, right? Somebody asks me, you know, I'm a Christian, where am I going? Well, you're heading to hell. I don't want you to go there, become Muslim. Look, we are Muslim. We are upon the Kitab wa Sunnah. We cannot be ashamed of that. We cannot water that down. We cannot hide that. The only acceptable religion, the only one truth is Islam. We don't force anybody to become Muslim. We are good neighbors, even with the worst of kuffar. The Prophet ﷺ was a good neighbor with Abu Lahab. We are people who should be trustworthy. We should have good mannerisms. We shouldn't be cheating the welfare, social security system. What do you guys call it here? Welfare system? Social security benefits. We shouldn't be cheating them. We shouldn't be cheating the taxes. We shouldn't be cheating in our businesses. We should be the best examples of Islam. We should bring peace, and we should bring security, and we should bring solutions to this country. Islam brings that peace. All the kufr brings these hardships. The problem of riba, the problem of the family structure, we have solutions. We need to present the Quran and Sunnah, the Sharia of Allah as a solution to this country and to every country around the world. Right? Because we want good for these countries. We want good for the people. We don't want them to go to hell. We want them to go to Jannah. We want them to be successful. We cannot do that at the expense of sacrificing anything from the Sharia. Not a harf, not a word, not a letter.
My neighbours are native English, and they're very nice people. They're quite elderly. I think notionally this is a Christian country, but I think a lot of people I've spoken to, they have a contempt for religion. I think that stems from sort of the English psyche, which is keep yourself to yourself. Don't be telling me what to do. I was going to ask, am I in trouble if I don't invite them? But I think I know the answer to that. So I'll go to the next question, which is...
Oh, yeah, let me answer that one. No. We'll get to your next one too. I'll generalize a little bit, not just about you. Some people, their neighbors might be native English. I don't know what that means. Most of the English are also from somewhere else. They're probably more... what they call Vikings, and they are English. Because I saw an interesting study. The original people of this land were dark-skinned. You know, scientists have done, like, they found bones and they found skin pigments and stuff. They did a recreation. Most of the people you see here that are white or white-skinned aren't actually from here. They came from Europe during the invasions and things. Just like in America, most of the white people aren't from America. They came from here. So some of them have a great disdain for religion due to negative experiences with Christianity, right? That's very true. And are we sinful for not talking to them about religion because they have a disdain for religion anyway, and it might make an uncomfortable relationship, and they might be very good neighbors? Yeah?
Or even if I don't hold that assumption, am I sort of doing wrong by not inviting them to Islam?
If your neighbor is kafir and you're Muslim, it's your responsibility to invite them to Islam. But how you do that, you have to use wisdom. Right? You don't have to go to them and say, hey buddy, you're going to hell, by the way, and it burns, and you and rocks are going to be the fuel. Letting you know. Right? Probably not the best way to do it, right? But let's say it's Ramadan. And in Ramadan, you take some food to him. You guys, different communities here, but maybe you can get some or you can get some bosas, or you can get some biryani, gulab jamun, laddu, right? Whatever your cultural baklawa, right? Get some don't get some filter, right? And you take it to your neighbor, and you tell them, here's some rice, some chicken, a banana, And we want to share with you what we're eating in Ramadan to let you know about our fasting. And just so you can get to know us, here's a little booklet that tells you about Islam. That's dawah. It shouldn't be offended. They shouldn't be offended by it. Eid. And Eid. I know you guys have Christmas and your Father Christmas, Santa Claus. You guys have all your stuff, right? And if they've already had a disdain for Christianity, you might tell them, it's funny, because you don't see that in the Bible. There is no Christmas in the Bible. There's no Santa Claus, no Father Christmas, nobody coming down your chimney. It's not my chimney. You're in America. You come down our chimney, you're not going to make it out. Right? And there's no reindeer, there's no gift, there's no trees, and none of that. The Bible condemns decorating trees with gold and things like this. And if they already know that, you can tell them, look, it's crazy how the country's gone to these kinds of weird innovations. But in Islam, we have Eid, and we can show you from the Quran, we can show you from a hadith, and just we're going to celebrate Eid. We just want to share with you. Here's some food, just like that. That's your da'wah, right? And then if they have questions, they will open up that door. If they don't, you did your job. But if you just totally ignore them, you never open that door, then Allah will ask you on the day of judgment. What's your second question?
That was it.
That was it.
That he said that even da'wah is only for married men. What is the ruling that is that Islam?
I'll leave the name of the scholar up, but since somebody said that giving da'wah is only for married men, la adri wallahu alam if the person said that, I haven't heard it from myself. But if he did, then this is a mistake. Many of the Sahaba, they gave da'wah and they were not married. And Mus'ab, for example, when he went to Medina, was a young man. Don't believe he was married. So to make a statement like that, you require evidence. And forget ijma', I don't know if any of the earlier a'imma and ulama who have said that. Giving da'wah is the responsibility of every Muslim. Whoever follows the Prophet ﷺ, it is their responsibility. Shaykh Uthman Ibn rahmatullah alayh, he has a book called Dawah, Risala, been published in English as well. And in it he talks about that this is fardul kifaya. It is a communal obligation. And when it's not being met, it becomes a fardul ayn. It becomes an individual obligation. So that would mean that unmarried brothers would be just as responsible as married. But for the particular statement, maybe there was some context. Wallahu a'lam.
Isn't it also at the same time, this is the appropriate dawah, the appropriate time? Like, I remember there was a hadith where someone came to the Prophet and he said, I want to commit sin and have sex. Rather than putting him in the sinner or cursing him out, he sat him down. He said, if it was your sister or your mother, how would you? Rather than swearing him and pulling him out, cussing him out. Whereas others got whipped or some people might have got it. There's appropriate, shouldn't it be the appropriate thing at the appropriate time?
Great question and great example that you give. The question is, we mentioned not sacrificing the sharia or da'wah, but shouldn't we have the wisdom? Shouldn't we have the wisdom to use the right way in giving da'wah and not being harsh? Like the example you gave about the person who wanted to do zina and he was told, how would you like it if somebody did that with your mother or sister and so on. What your example is exactly what I'm saying. You should have wisdom, like I gave the example to the brother about how to deal with his neighbors, but you cannot sell out. So sell out would be that you would be like, zina, it's okay. I mean, why not? Just don't do it too much. Take a shower afterwards. Right? That would be selling out. But to give him a clear example to explain the horrible nature of the sin, as in that, is wonderful. Use wisdom in da'wah. I don't go around at the Dawah park and tell people, hey, you're going to help, you're going to help, you're going to help. Definitely you're going to help, right? That's not the way we give da'wah. We ask them, what do you know about Islam? What can I tell you about Islam? But if they come and ask you, do you believe Islam is the only truth? Yes. I'm not going to water it down. I'm not going to change it. But give da'wah with wisdom, hikmah. That's the way to go. Barakallah. Good question. We believe that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah gave him the miracle of splitting of the moon. It's in the Quran, it's in mutawatir ahadith. Do we believe that Allah gives miracles like that to people today? In the istilah, in the terminology of the ulama, of the scholars, of tariq, of history, there are mu'jizat and karamat. Ibn Taymiyyah, for example, rahmatullahi alayhi, has a book on Al-Furqan, Bayna Awliya al-Rahman wa Awliya al-Shaytan. He explains this issue. One is a miracle given to a prophet. Why is a miracle given to a prophet? It is given to him to show the world his truthfulness. One is, and that we call mu'jizat, according to the terminology. Not that it has to be the terminology. Then there are karamat. There are miracles given to the awliya, to the ones that are close to Allah, but they are not given to show their truthfulness. They are just a gift from Allah. Right? Like some of the Sahaba, when you saw they walked with their horses on top of water. Qadisiyah, the Battle of Qadisiyah, they went on water. Right? Their horses, their camels, by foot, they walked on water, on a raging river. That's a miracle. But it's not given so people can know, oh, they're on the truth. No, it's so that they can get to that side and fight the kuffar and win the battle. That is for them. Right? So today, we don't judge right from wrong from things that we see miraculously. Right? If somebody's given a miracle today, it's for them. Allah bless it. Why? Because if we made that the criterion today, then Dajjal will have stuff that will mess you up. How do we judge right from wrong today? Al-Quran was Sunnah. If you want to say you're on the haqq, bring your dalil. And if it's Qala Allah or Qala Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, that's the haqq. If you come here and say my peer was flying backwards, I would say that's great method. Method? You guys have method or you don't have method? Huh? You don't have method? Yeah. Yeah. I think you do, man. The UK can't be that dry. May Allah make it that you don't got